Welcome guys, welcome to CSS video tutorial series. So in this video we are going to learn about relative position property. So in the last video we saw the default position property of any element is static. So to move on, let's first create some paragraphs. So let me first create first paragraph. This is first para. Let me copy and paste it. Second, third, fourth, and let us execute this program and see how the default property works. So when we execute this program, we can see the default property. Whenever we are not going to provide any position at property, so all the element will follow the default flow of the HTML. And suppose if we want default flow that is static, and when we provide any static, then we cannot move any of the element either in the middle of the browser or bottom or anywhere else. So if we want to enable those attributes top, left, bottom and right, we need to provide some position property other than static. So let's use provide here text type is equal to text oblique CSS. Okay, and let me provide any of the element as ID. Second, and for this element let us provide some CSS property. So first let us provide it the position property other than a static, that is a relative, and we will see how the relative position property works here. Then from just provide this border as well. So border will be 1px solid and color as red, and from top let us move it to 25px, and from left let us move it to 15px. And as of now, let me just comment the position property so that we can see whether even if we have provided the top and left, it is not going to work. We can see the only thing that is the border is working, that is 1px solid and red, but the top left it's still not working. And let's enable the position property relative and just see what is going to happen. So here the element moves 25px to the down from its original position, from where it belongs. So what does that mean? Let me explain it again using this. Just commenting here. So what happens, every element in the normal flow where it belongs, the top left corner of this particular element is called its origin or axis, you can say. And whenever we provide the relative position property and the top left, the element moves from its original position, that is it follows the top left corner of this particular element as its axis, and then it moves from this particular location, this particular top left corner location, to 25px down and 15px from the left. So this is what happens. And yeah, so when again let me rerun it, and you can see that from this position it has moved to there, and from left it has moved 15px. And we can also see this doesn't affect any other elements. So what happens, all the elements, the first para, third para and the fourth para, all of them are at their same position, but the second para has just moved from its original position to the position which we have provided. And let me provide it some background color as well. Why I am providing background color? So that we can see what is happening here. This second para is now at the top of the third para. That means the third para has not moved. The second para is now at the top of the third para. So this is one of the again the concept of Z indexing, and we will see what is the concept of Z indexing in the later video tutorial. So, and also one more thing, let me apart from 25, let me give it 75 so that we can see what are the other things going to happen here. So when you provide 75, okay, make it 95 and see. So what is happening? The element has moved from its original position to 95 px down and 15 px left. But the from where the element belongs, that this position is again we got a gap, that is a use space where this element used to belong. So what happens in relative position property? Whichever the top and left and bottom we are going to provide the attribute, elements move from its original position to the element which we are going to provide the, that is the numbers here, the 15 px or 95 px, and the original position where this element belongs, no one is going to fill that position. That means all other elements are not going to affect it with this relative position property. All the elements will be in the same space where they belong to, and no one is going to fill that particular space. And also what I told you, that if you are going to provide it relative, then there is possibility that these elements come at the top of other element, that it may come on the in the front side and other element can go in the back side. So this is what relative position property is, and why we use one common technique we use, that make the external element as a relative and all other internal element as absolute. And what is the absolute position property we will be watching in the next video. Thanks.